I know what breaks the spell, remembering truth that now I hold. I bust through walls, I can breathe again. Found my voice, chakras open, friend. I release the pain, the lies to see. I trust the ground beneath my feet.
You, babe.
Yay.
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Dream Big. Dream Big's my friend that got to see the monks go right by her.
Oh, I
Isn't
love
that
that.
cool?
So cool.
And today they went through Richmond. Oh my gosh.
I really wanted to see them, but I don't know that I'm gonna get a chance to.
The weather has just been crazy. You loved it so much. Oh, I bet it was amazing. I'm Heather.
I'm Devin. And this is Magnetic Beans, the podcast.
It is. It is. So much fun. So much fun.
Love it. I love it.
So yeah, what's happening? What's new?
You know, not much. Just same old, same old. Every day's a beautiful day.
It really truly is.
And that's all that I can say about that, because every day we have the opportunity to look at it through positive mindset or match the negative vibrations of the things going on around us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I loved that shell that you found on yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was a fully intact, like you left it for another crab.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, with that Fibonacci spiral.
Amazing.
Love it. Everything's a spiral.
Yeah, it's all a spiral. I look like I'm in the car because I am. I'm sitting in it because this is the only place I can get silence uninterrupted.
Right. I get it, and that's cool. We just fly by the seat of our pants, don't we?
Yes, we do. Because there's no rules.
And, you know, that's funny that you say that, because in our Shadow Work Book Club, we're going to be talking about rules this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all about how the rules have kind of made you feel less than or not capable, and silent rules equals heavy burdens.
Wow. And not to be confused with your boundaries. We have to have those, right?
Absolutely. Very strong. And we have very strong boundaries.
Yeah. It's necessary for your mental health, I believe.
It is. It is. You teach people how to treat you every single day. And so if you are going to allow people to treat you a certain way, you should expect that, right? And so keeping strong boundaries, making sure that you are not surrounding yourself with negative energies, low vibrational energies, is a powerful practice. And I highly recommend everybody get good at doing that.
Yep. So true.
Yeah.
I just had a wonderful lunch with my twins, and we talked about flat Earth the whole time.
I love that.
I love that too. And they are, they always just ask questions. And there was a pivotal point in my journey of having children and them being in the public school system, where she was like, it seems like I remember living inside, like in the earth, not on the earth kind of thing. And then my son, he was in 5th grade, she was in kindergarten. And he was like, no, it's a ball. And she was like, but he kind of said it in a way like, duh, it's a ball. Yeah. And she felt, and then I turned around and walked out, and I just started crying. I was like, what have I done? What have I done? Because I already had gone through having to reteach them that Columbus didn't discover the United States.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what year are we living in that they're still teaching this to the children?
Yeah.
And then I cried about it, and then I realized that I just needed to try and counterbalance the knowledge and make sure that they were getting correct information.
Yeah.
But it was a healthy conversation today, and I was able to tell them about that story from my perspective.
Oh, wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You know, we all come to this experience from our own perspectives, and we come to it with what we've been taught and what we've been shown. And I think it's powerful to be able to keep an open mind about things, especially when we're talking about stuff like this that has been ingrained in the masses' minds through programming in school and our parents, and where all of our information has come from. And when we are faced with information that contradicts that, it can shake us to our core, because it's like that is who we believe we are, and we are attached to this knowledge in a way.
That is defined as cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people are experiencing that, as even, you know, more information is coming out publicly through the channels that I choose not to engage with, like news outlets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff is slowly coming out.
I think they indoctrinate us, you know, when we're children through school. And then once you get out of school, it's TV,
Yeah.
programs.
Yep.
People, it's not so much that I believe anything. Every day I'm open to learning more stuff, you know, and I'm not so indoctrinated, and then someone will become defensive and about being called indoctrinated. We have been taught lies. So in my researching the other day through, and it's funny because I was telling this to the twins and they were like, "Are you sure this isn't AI?" And I'm like, "No, I'm looking through declassified documents, you know, for just everything, because I'm nosy as hell."
Yeah.
But I found one, and that's what I had pulled up on my screen.
Is this the one that I sent you the link to and you were like, yes, I was going to talk about that? Yeah. Where they're talking about the firmament and they're talking
Oh
about
no, that's a whole nother one. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so like in declassified documentation, which you can find on Charlie Indigo Alpha website, you can find this information yourself. And what cracks me up is that people will be, you know, presented with the information and they're like, but they refuse to go look for themselves. It's like
Yeah,
it's like swimming uphill.
if you found out that you were lied to and you were presented with the truth, why in the world would you choose to stick with the lie?
Mm.
You know, it just is, that's my question that I wonder. The same as people ask me, why would somebody lie? Well, I don't know why they lie, but they lie. And once you done lied, I have a very hard time believing anything you say from that point forward at all.
Well, I mean, I have a good idea why they lie. It's control, power, fear.
So this was 1999 study on how to better indoctrinate kids in schools to believe in the heliocentric model.
How about
And
that?
yeah, it was a cross-cultural investigation of concepts about Earth, Sun, and the Moon. And it was done in Greek in Cyprus with Greek children, and it was done in the United States. I don't know why, but specifically they gave north parallel and north 60. They gave the parallel coordinates on where the children were. And the results showed that the children in both samples constructed similar initial concepts about Earth, and it went through similar steps in the process of changing these concepts to make them conform to the currently accepted notions. Both of the children conceptualized the Earth as flat and stationary on both sides. They were trying to convince them that day and night cycles were not caused by the movement of the sun and moon. Logically, that doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like day and that sun isn't the reason it's day and night.
Yeah. Well, is it because they're trying to teach them a concept that they don't move, which also doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Especially if the Earth is stationary.
Yeah, I think was probably the point that they were trying to tell them. Yeah, is that it's the movement of the Earth or the tilt or the wobble. or whatever, all the things.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because of the words that they used in this study. And in this was an actual article. I further went to the study, but the title of the article, Indoctrination, in the title, I was like,
Indoctrination.
yeah. What I was been saying,
Yeah.
the word I've been using that is so offensive.
Well, people don't want to believe that they could be manipulated through, mind control and programming and, and I get it. I wouldn't want to think that I could be manipulated either, but we are manipulatable.
And yet we know the power of our minds,
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
when they tell us that power is, you have to pass this test with a certain number in order to get to the next level in the game, in order to graduate, in order to further your life, then you learn that. Why would you not?
So you're presented with this information that you must learn and that you must master before you can go to college and get more indoctrination.
Yeah, or if you don't pass the test, well, you're going to have repercussions at home a lot of times. You don't get to go out and play, or your phone's taken away. Or I never did.
Silent rules and heavy burdens. This podcast comes at a perfect time for me.
Yeah, I love that. I
think it's amazing.
Yeah,
So yeah, I do believe that the indoctrination, and a lot of it heavily instituted in the 50s. That's when a lot of information either went missing or was changed. Like with the Encyclopedia Britannica. If you look in the Encyclopedia Britannica from prior to, I think it's 1954, the information is all different. You can't find copies of that anywhere.
Right. And it tells you in there how high it is to the dome, the top of the dome, and that
from the sides and the center.
Yeah, gives all those measurements.
Yeah.
And one of the documents I came across because I went to the original study, and then from there I saw like it referenced something else. I clicked on that, and it was a document from 1972. So although this study was done in 1980, apparently it connected to another study that they did in 1972. So yes, it's been going on for a long time. Like my great grandmother's lived to be 105, so I was able to talk to people that were pre all of these ideas. I'm blessed. I feel so very blessed for that.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. And so, like, when talking to them, what did you discover? Did they remember having those knowledge bases changed, or like how do you believe that was instituted?
It was before I knew that there was the big change, and so that they were just in their knowing of the way that things were, and nobody thought that we lived on a globe. Back when I was little, it wasn't a thing. It wasn't really talked about at all. It wasn't even like a class that they took.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the schools.
Interesting that, all of the information about our world, where we live, the container in which we live, changed in the 50s, and then all of a sudden, not even a decade later, we're landing on the moon.
And it doesn't, oh my gosh. And it takes less than 100 years to get a whole entire society to believe the lies that are being sold.
I think it's less than a decade, because if information changed in the 50s, and then all of a sudden in the 60s, they're believing that we're landing on the moon and all of this theater crap. What changed? What happened is what I want to know, because that's a very short amount of time to have somebody going from one plate full of knowledge to something completely different and having nobody being like, WTF, what is going on? Right? what happened? Was there some sort of frequency they used? Were they doing it through the televisions, the mind control? What did they do? How did they do it? And that's really what I want to know.
Yeah, and all those things happened around the same time, and television started being a big focal point in household. You had in the early 80s this group of scientists were just like all over the world were trying to just figure things out, and they all started working on, like, Tesla had this idea about free energy that could run the entire plane. So, and they were studying different ways, cold fusion and all this. They were beginning to make progress, and it had gotten to a point where they would have these meetings. All these scientists would share information. They would all do presentations and go back out, research some more, and come back together and all this. And then the U.S. decided that in order to get a patent on something, it had to be approved by this group that approved patents. Now, I don't know how much it cost back then to get a patent, but I do know that my cousin applied for a patent on internet safety for children, something that where your kids could go online and not access sites that would be inappropriate, or it would just be a learning thing. And that patent cost her like $200,000 just to apply for it. And by the time they were looking at it and all, the internet changed. Somebody came behind her with the same idea, but that was constructed to format with the next wave of what the internet was, and that whole idea was gone. She no longer had access to that patent.
Wow.
Nor did she get her money back, obviously. So I know it's expensive. One of these scientists had 4 patents in there, and this company came through and they interjected and they put another patent up, and that patent got approved. And then in addition to that, a lot of those scientists they mysteriously were unalived, and there was a couple of places that were actually doing research. Those places were shut down because the funding was no longer flowing, because you kind of needed to be funded by somebody who was behind the narrative, which is that we need to pay for electricity and gas, and
Yeah.
those people were the ones funding the patents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there was a shift in control in that area. And the founder of it was a science newspaper at the time, he was like, he said science is dead. It was like his exact quotes. Like, now if science is based on the funding, the groups funding it, then there's no use why are we wasting our time with all the research? Yeah.
Exactly. Can I ask you a question?
Me?
Is there like thunder in your background?
No.
I'm hearing like this weird noise in the sky. But it happened here, and then now I can hear it through your speaker. Did anybody else out there hear that?
Sounds like a jet. I hear a distant jet. Could a jet possibly have made it from Myrtle Beach to here that quickly? I don't know. Remember that one? I heard that.
Yeah. It's like a rumble. It's a weird rumble.
We're talking about the wrong stuff.
But it happened outside my house first. I was looking around like, what is that noise?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. The other possibility is timelines. We shift timelines, and that's why the information changed.
And we talked about the Mandela effect too.
Yeah.
And how I know some people look at it as remembering things certain ways, different people, but I mean, to me, it just something happened that shook up, boggled information.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because it wasn't all the information, because there's residuals. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
So if it had been truly a misremembering, then there wouldn't be residuals of it happening in the moment.
Exactly. Exactly right. It just is so fascinating to me.
And it's, of course, getting easier to manipulate information because there's less independent representation.
Thinkers.
Yeah.
Independent thinkers.
Yeah. Remember back in the day when they were like Google's, more, you could Google something, obviously you're going to get some answers to information you might be looking for, but they were bought by another company, and so we probably shouldn't trust them anymore, and everybody should use DuckDuckGo or another, server. And at that point in time, I got all the servers. I was using DuckDuckGo, and then now they bought DuckDuckGo, and that was fine. But I still was able to find information. I was able to get through some barriers on there. And then as of last week, whenever this update happened on this phone, DuckDuckGo is done.
Really?
Yeah. If I didn't have so much saved on there already, I would just go ahead and be done with it. But they connect it to other things that make it necessary for you to keep it too. So
Yeah, this last update I loathe.
I
loathe it.
I'm just like,
and I didn't really have a choice. It just kind of started doing it.
I tried to say no, and then it was like pushed it.
Too tough luck. Tough cookies. I'm gonna shove it down your throat.
It came up with it. It was like, you're still trying to get me to say yes to the cloud agreement, and I'm like, no. I'm not my account is on with my husband's and my children's, and so I'm not trying to let him be looking at my stuff. No.
Yeah.
I'm not signing the cloud.
I don't like putting my stuff on the cloud either. Mainly because mine's full, but it's full from 5 years ago, and they want you to pay, and no.
I got one of them little things, those little memory cards you just stick in there, and it puts all your stuff onto the memory stick.
Yeah.
And then that's what I got.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. What is that noise? Is that your belly?
No, I just ate. And I don't hear it.
I hear the rumbling. It's creeping me out a little bit.
And my car's not running. I turned my car off.
Yeah, so weird. Do you hear it?
Like a car's going by right now.
No, it wasn't that. It was something more deep and like a thunder. Thunder. Feel the thunder.
Lightning in the thunder.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
You have a theme song for every podcast episode.
Every time a word is said, I can relate it to a song.
Yeah, me too. Freaking hilarious.
Because it's the GOVT.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, on that one that you sent me, that video that you sent me about the dome, I had found, I'm looking, there's a whole fluoride fatigue. That was one book I found.
That whole fluoride thing. So, and they're starting to come out to say that, yes, fluoride is not great for you. And you definitely shouldn't be giving it to your kids. Right? What's that say?
The water's above the firmament.
Water's above.
The Earth's annular system, a mosaic record scientifically explained.
Which makes sense about the rainbows too, because the water would reflect the rainbows.
Yeah. Going in reverse.
Refract.
Yep. That's right. It's
water's above, water's below.
Yeah, it's common sense.
As above, so below. So yeah, the whole fluoride thing. My daughter would be in the chair at the dentist, and they'd be like, "Fluoride treatment," and I'm like, "No." don't put any fluoride in her mouth. And, you know, you talk to friends and family and they're like, why aren't you treating her teeth with fluoride? Well, because
You're a
it's
very
so
bad
important.
mom.
Oh, yeah. And that's what they do to you if you think differently.
I got to where I was like, I don't even want to take them. I always be so just aggravated with that look you get when you say no.
Yeah,
And
don't
I
do
would say
that.
it nicely too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. Not for her, not for me, not here, not there, not anywhere. Not above, not below, not within, not without. We're not doing that. I don't even use toothpaste, you know, the traditional toothpaste anymore because of it. It's in everything.
Dang you.
I do use knobs, no BS.
Yes.
Because there's
That's
no
pretty
BS in
good.
them little
No
tablets.
BS. No
And they
BS.
taste so minty fresh. Freshy fresh.
Yes, they do. They're like mints.
Yeah. All right. So what are you gonna read the document? Okay, I got off on the fluoride
Well,
kick.
no. I was just. It was just interesting the books that I found in this area that I was in. So I was like, oh no way. And it was all about the firmament and the encyclopedia and the information that it had. And then the sky ice or the blue ice they call it, which is I guess what they think might be made out of. That's why I've been watching that guy on the ship. And
Yeah, down in Antarctica.
he's like, it looks like the sky and the mountains are becoming one. Almost is what he was saying, and it does look that way. And then you see a light like beyond where he is that isn't making sense.
Yeah.
But I was trying to find photographs because I find a lot of people are like, have you seen pictures of, you know, the earth, pictures of this? And I'm like, no. When there is one time when one of the rockets went up in the late 50s and he was able to take 3 snapshots and then they would put them in a composite and form them around a ball. And that image has now, to this day, is what they're showing as the blue marble. However, it's been enhanced, obviously, and an artist has rendered, his last name is Simmons, too, ironically. If you look at those first 3 pictures that were taken in that from that rocket, and then you look at this information in like the ball in the 80s and then further on, you will notice like it's the same clouds, and it's hilarious. It's like, did we forget to change the clouds? It's like the same exact.
Well, the other thing is they have to show you what's happening. Like they have to be honest and open, and that is how they reveal the truth.
Yes, the early 60s. The only actual photo I was able to find on, there was 3, I think, but the one was from this MR3 flight observation, which this was a rocket from the early 60s.
Huh.
Yeah. And so then the next one is like this rocket going up and hitting
the firmament.
And you can hear it and you can see it abruptly stop, and then it just starts to kind of come back down, which could be confused as continuing on up if you don't realize what just happened. Yeah. And of course, things are fisheye, so things are going to look curved because they're using fisheye lens. Our eyes are like that as well.
Yes.
So they made these mimicking our own vision.
Yeah.
When the guy jumped, the Red Bull jump.
I thought about it that way.
When the guy jumps, he's got a GoPro or whatever camera on him, right? But when they get him up there to, it was from the edge of space jump. I think it's China is the rocket that he went up in. It shows you him there from behind. So it's somebody's camera from inside, flat. And I was like, oh my God, like it's flat. Of course, Neil deGrasse says you can't see Earth curve from that high anyway. Anyway, the dude jumps, and then the rest of that you see is his camera, and it all looks very bendy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
he's
not
got
to it,
the
the
fisheye.
fisheye lenses.
Hmm. But China was I don't know if they were ahead of us in technology when it comes to cameras, because
What do you think?
they do now have things out there that are not, that don't have to be a fisheye lens. But
Yeah,
China's was not that day, and they never showed that they never showed that in image again. I mean, you have to dig.
yeah. Wow. And most people don't know how to really dig to
Yeah,
get accurate information.
I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse for me, but I
I mean, I think it's both for you.
spend a lot of time digging.
You do spend a lot of time digging. So because you're able to bring that information forward, and people can bring, skepticism, ask questions that do. Some people don't want to know everything. We have some that do. But I think the bigger issue is that some people physically, emotionally, and mentally cannot handle the truth.
You know why? Because they were indoctrinated, and so that's why it's important for us to pave the way for our children to be able to just stand in truth,
Yeah.
because that's where we're supposed to be.
I see it shifting back
Awakening.
to truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I do see that big, wave of awakening and, including my own. So it's just been an incredible journey.
And of course, I forgive me, I do bring up things that we've spoke of before, but it all just
Oh,
ties
I love
together
it.
so much. It's like Michael Jackson used to say, I need to write that song before Prince gets it, because he knew there's like a level of consciousness that we are all attached to, and we all have access to that information if our minds are open enough to receive it.
Exactly.
And
And
I don't.
that's what I meant earlier when, they're like, well, why do they, change the information, and why do they put all the stuff in every product that we use? Why do they spray the skies? Why do they, and when we say they, we're talking about, and some people just don't know, right? Large corporations, which every single one of them is owned by one, right? The big black rock. Saying things, governments, it's, people, elites, and people saying things, like, oh, well, who are they, is trying to discredit those that are truly trying to thinking for themselves again, rather than just listening to the propaganda, really is what it is.
Yeah. Who are they?
Yeah.
I was just sitting here.
And we can go even deeper if we want.
I was just sitting here, like, you see my brain going. What can I say? Getting in trouble.
In spirituality, are they draconian lizard people? Who knows?
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean,
That's getting really, really deep.
that's yeah. I can.
Remember the woman that was on the airplane that
Yes.
said she saw, and she was like, "You're not human." Freaked out. I
Yeah.
believed her.
Crap. Yeah. Like I don't know what she saw, but she saw something.
Slitted eyes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everybody was like, "Oh, crazy, bitch." You know what I mean? Like, but I believed her.
I
And
would definitely. I didn't doubt that she saw something. That's for
yeah,
sure. It wasn't my thought that she was crazy. I was
I
like,
wonder
oh,
where she is today. I'd like to talk to her.
part of me wanted to think it was like some false flag, but I was like, why would they even bother with something that silly?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems silly, but
Yeah.
eyes are
But
the windows to
also
the
is
soul.
like kind of like a crumb to, all right, maybe we're not all human. Maybe there are some of us that are NPCs and, different beings. I truly believe that it's not just us here. And I consider myself to be a human being.
She could have been tripping, but I think the last thing I would want to do is be tripping on a plane. I don't think that would be.
Yeah, I don't think she was tripping. I mean, maybe she was. I don't know, but
That would be a crazy place to decide you're going to do that.
yeah, that would be really, really
There's something on the wing.
unintelligent decision to make.
Somebody on the wing.
Yeah, or maybe somebody slipped something to her. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I think it's important, and I love having these conversations with you because I think it's important for us to at least explore, right? At least have conversations about stuff. Rather, we could sit around and talk about other people if we wanted to all day long. But we don't get down with that energy, do we?
No, we don't.
And, or we can try to open our minds up and explore and learn and research and, show up in a way that is a mode of expansion to expand people's awareness, things that we know to be true within us. And I encourage everybody out there who's listening to listen to your intuition, trust your gut. When you get thoughts or like say you're, thinking about the moon landing, right? And some thought comes into your mind, like, oh, well, he didn't have, shoes on or something, or, think about that. Why did that thought come to your mind? Thoughts are not just things that are made up in your brain. You are a channel for information from that collective consciousness that you were just talking about, right? And we all have access to it. I mean, is not trust ourselves to is based around not trusting our.
People will defend, like, what? How did they poop? Honestly.
Yeah.
And people will try and defend this. Have you seen the modular, the thing they were in?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have they were nappies back then. These were cloth diapers. Like how'd they poop?
Yeah.
Women couldn't go because if they had by some crazy chance started their menstrual cycle up there, it could kill them. So women weren't allowed to go at the time. How did they poo?
Yeah. Women weren't allowed to go.
You wonder where that moon rock come from. That's no moon rock. And then, but for real though, speaking of that, what was it? The one that we gave a gift to another country. I think it was Russia. And it was later found out that it was petrified wood.
But what was in the petrified wood?
Yeah.
Energetically, what was embedded in it?
Who knows? It's probably just, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Does it further my thoughts?
So I found this girl recently who she talks to trees and plants and earth and nature. And do you know her?
No, but I love her already.
Yeah. And so she brings these messages, and it was about, she was talking to a rock this morning, and I just watch her and I'm just like, oh, you're so amazing. And the rock was saying, that we are rock beings, and not all of us have souls, so to speak. Some of us have left to, go back to where they came from, back into, are happy and eager to share information with people around them. Some of them are vibrant and young and excitable, and some rocks are just tired and sleepy and aren't always, ready to, be that we hang out. Sarah, the crystals that we have that have energy. You can feel the difference, if you're tuned in, you can feel the difference of the energy of the different crystals that you have. And they do bring you messages, and they do bring you information.
Yes, and a lot of them can be used for energy or worry. Like Tesla used crystals, and in that specific.
There's crystals in the cell phones we're talking to, right?
And the watches, you know, all this. But I believe the same. Like when I find something wash up on the beach, and I just look at it, and I'm just like, where have you been? I would love to know all the things, you know.
Yes.
I
What
just
have you seen?
yeah, but and how just would love to know all the things.
I know.
That's why Pilot Mountain is so beautiful and amazing.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm
Old.
I'm so excited for this upcoming retreat.
Me too.
It's gonna be amazing. I just got like full crown chakra tingles. It's like
Yes.
it's like tingling everywhere.
Isn't that funny how just the thought of it can bring on that euphoria? Oh,
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Did you ever listen to Dolores Cannon?
Yeah, I love Dolores.
Yeah, she talks a lot about the you know, the different levels, and rocks being one of them. It reminded me of I think it's The Convoluted Universe.
Yeah.
Maybe that book.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was one before that. But anyway, I like her. I think
she did great work. Thinking daughters carry it on now. I was actually classes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, her story is so cool because she wouldn't follow the rule. She wasn't gonna follow those rules. They were like, "Don't go beyond this point."
Yeah.
And she was like, "What if I go a little bit further? What if I go a little bit further?" And then that's when she starts receiving things that are unexplainable. And that's why they didn't want her to go further, because they didn't want anybody to know that there was more to it. There was more information in that next level out, if she could get them there.
Because they already had that information, right? And they were trying to keep us from accessing it, because if we remembered who we are truly, we'd be too powerful to control.
Yeah, some of them would be speaking a whole nother language that they didn't even know, and she would have to interpret it, and amazing.
Yeah, so amazing. Awesome.
Our brains are very powerful.
And we only use like a teeny bit of it, But meditation and, you're quieting the mind and practicing meditation can really help you to expand that awareness. But if anybody is interested, whether you're listening to this here in TikTok, or if you're listening to the podcast anywhere you can get podcasts, if anybody is interested in joining us for our healing retreat in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, you can risingretreats@gmail.com. On that, there are gmail.com. For more information on that, there are only 2 spots left for the retreat happening March 28th to April 2nd. We will be celebrating a year. And also it's right after the spring solstice, right? Yeah, spring.
That's solstice. Right. Yeah. I just looked down. It's interesting. My friend has a company called Fed Up Gear, where he makes toothpaste, natural toothpaste and things.
Oh, nice.
TikTok shop, I'm sure. But that's how I met him. I met him on here.
Oh, really? I would have to.
And then he and his wife came to Virginia Beach and met me over the summer. It was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I love meeting people. Me too. That follow you. It's so cool. Really nice to make those connections. I've probably met over 100 people at this point. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. That's awesome. So awesome. Amazing. Well, I love it. For the sun and the moon to be seen by 2 people at 2 points on a globe, but it happens, so it must be flat. Wait, what? According to the globe model, it would be mathematically impossible for 2 people in 2 locations to see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time. Okay. But how far away are the people? Does that matter? Well, what if it's my next door neighbor? That's different. I'm talking about like 2 locations on Earth, their experience. So like Pennsylvania and California. Yeah.
experiencing night and day. You know how you see the moon in the day?
Yeah.
And the sun's out, and then you have somebody over on the other side of the world that's nighttime, and they're looking at the moon. They're looking at the same one, right?
I love that bird.
Yeah, he's cool. I've been looking at him. Now he's hollering. I'm sure there's 2 others with him. It's always 3 of them.
So that's interesting. So I have a friend that lives in Australia. We should probably do some like sort
Oh
of
yeah, let's do some experiments. That's
like she's 16 hours ahead of us.
yeah, and that's another thing. Like time changing and stuff is so weird because the sun's a perfect clock and it's a 24-hour clock. So it muddies the waters when we start talking about the turning time back and setting it forward and time zones. And Arizona never changes, Jamaica never changes, but everybody around it makes it muddies the
So
waters.
confusing.
It's very confusing, but it's a perfect clock. We know, right? Like
Yeah.
perfect clock. Tick, 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 tick. And it's
Why sundials worked.
that's right. Ah, that is so true. So true.
And they took those all away too. They take everything that's good away
Oh
from
my
them.
God, there's one in the Epstein files.
Is there?
There's one on Epstein Island. I was looking at those files and I was like, wait a minute. That's a sundial.
You know how like you it's interesting that you said that because you know how like you go on to Google and it has like the news just comes up. It's like they put the news right in front of you and I'm like, I hate the news. I don't watch the news. But it came up Epstein files and why Bill Gates, you know, and how he's defending himself or something.
All the things that
Bill Gates is
should have been said and
disgusting.
done, should have been taken care of freaking 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. It's all a distraction from something bigger.
The biggest.
Yeah.
How are we going to stop these flat earthers?
Well, that and, you know, things like this in our reality create division because, you know, one person's listening to, you know, this information, one person's listening to that information, and then we continue to fight and we continue to stay divided. This is why, you know, when I'm live and I'm on the beach and we're talking, I don't mention news, don't mention TRUMP, don't mention nobody to me. I don't pay attention to none of that crap because all of it is designed to steal your attention, and your attention is energy. So every time you are immersing yourself in this information from the news outlets, whatever, you are literally feeding the monster you wish didn't exist. So I do not play in that sandbox.
No. Nope.
And it like it's so draining when it comes up too, because it's like, what don't you I mean, I guess you need to understand energy because where your attention goes, you are literally sending energy to. So if you're watching, you know, the Epstein files, if you're watching Trump, if you're watching all of this crap, and all of it is crap, all of it is a lie, all of it.
Except the monks.
Yeah, except for the monks. Right.
See that
Make today your peaceful day, bitches.
Remember that if you were trying to have a conversation with someone that watches a lot of TV, that you're actually trying to talk to a hypnotized person.
Yes.
And I really believe that.
It is. It's so true. It's so true. And I mean, listen, no shade, because I was very politically charged at one point. I was very involved. We're not going to get into all of that. I'm actually writing.
Let me tell your story. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. My story is my story, love.
Oh, okay.
Sending with love. Quit telling other people's stories.
It was so bad.
You picking up what I'm putting down? No. Anyway, the point was made. And when my time being involved in politics came to a close, it was because I died. I had a near-death experience, and that I had with alphabet soups. And literally after that article was released, it was 30 days later, I was on a ventilator. So after that,
You're asking me what that noise is you keep hearing.
yeah. Maybe it's all in my mind. I don't know.
No, I was thinking it was on your router.
Could be. I was looking. Could be. Did I tell you when I moved here? I was looking at all of the Wi-Fi's around me, and it was like Franco, Boxtrot, Indigo, everywhere, and I was like, I can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's what it is. But
it is.
Now you've learned a little bit more about me.
No fear, ever.
No fear. I don't have any fear. It's nothing to worry about. We're infinite beings.
I
You
walk in
literally cannot destroy me or you or anybody. None of us are able to be destroyed. But the facade that, you can be unalived, right? It's all an illusion. You are infinite. You will go on forever. So fear is bullshit.
Yeah. How do you think the Rocky would feel about that if we started fearing the bullshit?
Rocky and Bullwinkle. You're showing your age.
No, I'm talking about the Rocky.
Oh. I thought you were saying bull. I'm showing my age, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I would have been going with the Flintstones. I love you.
The Rock The Rock she was talking to was very uninterested. He was like, I'm sleepy. I'm bored with this conversation now. We're going to keep it moving on.
Oh.
Well,
that was funny.
222. Oh my goodness. Well, this has been enlightening. Look, it's 222.
Oh, how about them apples? Well,
222. That is a sign.
There's a sign. We think
the angels are speaking. Ta-ta for now.
Yeah. It's been beautiful as always. I love you.
I love you too. And girl, I got your back. You got my back. Stay beautiful. Stay grounded. Love you.